What do you get when you combine Tetris and tower defense mechanics? You get this game. Emberward is an early access tower defense game where you combine Tetris style wall blocks with different types of towers to protect your Ember from the oncoming hordes of monsters. In this video, we'll be taking a first sip of this game, giving an overview of what the game is currently like and what we can expect as it makes its way to full release. This is something we do regularly here at the Indie Brew, so make sure to hit that subscribe button for more indie game content. Without further ado, let's take a first sip of this early access game. Emberward is pretty light on in story, but that's not really a bad thing. You get to choose your character and fire source before setting off on your journey with 3 different characters available at the moment. Each character has slightly different attributes that can affect your gameplay, but otherwise you don't really notice the difference. Well, at least not yet. The story of the game is really the progression through the levels, with you coming up against harder enemies as you progress before taking down a boss in the final level on the map. You progress through different biomes, and the game uses roguelike mechanics so you can buy upgrades for your characters that carry through each run. While the game is pretty light on in story, it's not the type of game that needs anything too heavy, and it functions really well for the game style. The gameplay is where Emberward really shines. You need to select your character and your tower loadout at the beginning of your run, with each tower loadout having different types of towers and different wall blocks. As you enter each level, you have a certain amount of time to set up your defenses, and this is where things get fun. Each of your Tetris style blocks can be placed in the level, and you can get really creative here, creating mazes, bottlenecks, and funnels to ensure your towers can cause the most damage possible. You can change where these blocks sit as well, right up until the wave starts, but then they are locked in. There's a few different types of towers, and each costs a different amount and has different damage, range, and speed attributes, and some of the towers have special abilities like poison, fire, ice, or arcane abilities. You can place your towers on any of the existing walls as well as the wall blocks you place, and you'll find each level has special tiles which boost different things for the towers, like range or firepower, for example. Get your walls and towers constructed, and then start the wave and see if your Ember survives. One big tip that I found is to look out for the enemy path lines. These lines show the way the enemies will walk, but they also show you which paths will be active for each wave, with the red ones being the ones to watch for. So you can actually plan out your defenses a little bit better because you know exactly where these enemies are going to be coming from. Each level has different waves, usually 6 or so, and surviving each wave will reward you with a coin bonus as well as some new wall blocks to place. You'll also earn coins from taking down enemies, so you can definitely earn a lot of coins really quickly. Throughout the waves, monsters will occasionally drop treasure chests which can contain coins, Ember HP points, block cards, or power-ups, and you'll get to choose one of 3 different options for these. Towers can each have one upgrade which costs coins and will boost certain attributes. And the more expensive towers can have bigger footprints too, needing a 2x2 or 2x1 platform to be built on. If enemies make it to your Ember, they'll reduce its HP, so you'll need to ensure your defense is rock solid to survive all the waves. Winning a level grants you experience points which can be spent on talent unlocks which stay with your character, and these can give you extra firepower, reduced costs, and a whole stack of other really cool things. Levels also have either a block card reward or a relic award. Block card rewards unlock a new type of block that gets added to your backpack for that run, and often you'll be able to attach specific runes to the block to give it some special ability. Relics are similar to the talent unlocks, and they give you boosters that can help increase certain things, decrease prices, and a whole stack of other cool things. The biggest difference here though is that the relics will only last for that specific run and don't carry through your runs like the talent points do. You'll progress through a roguelite map of different levels, with each being randomly drawn from the map pool, so no 2 runs are the same. Corrupted levels also have corrupted tiles which can't be built on, adding an extra challenge to the game if you happen to play any of those levels. Make it all the way to the final boss level and take out the boss to win the run. Emberward is definitely an action-packed take on a tower defense game, with the wall block placement really upping the ante. Combined with things like the D20 inspired towers, a roguelike progression, and some really fun gameplay, and this is a game that is already a great pick. This isn't one that feels early access in terms of gameplay, but there is only 2 biomes unlocked at the moment, so it definitely still has a lot more content to be added to flesh out the game. Emberward has a pretty fun design style that utilizes color in the best way. The wall block designs are definitely a nod to Tetris, and the tower designs are all great, with each tower having distinct features. I really love the color differences for the different types of towers too, which really made it easy to see at a glance what you're working with. The soundtrack is a great fit for the gameplay, and the sound effects definitely add the action feel to the game. It already is a game that feels well designed and has a lot of detail in there too, and I can't wait to see what the next biomes in the game will hold. Emberward has given us a pretty good roadmap for future developments, which is great to see. The first major update will see a new frozen biome, as well as new towers, relics, and characters, and the second will be similar, adding another new mystery biome, as well as another difficulty option too. The game has actually already had 2 smaller updates since launch, so it's definitely one that's being actively developed, which is really great to see. Emberward is an amazing tower defense game that is addictive and a whole lot of fun. For a first sip, this is one that is super tasty and is well worth the early access purchase. That is a wrap on this first look at Emberward. It is available in early access now, and there is a free demo available too on Steam. You can find the link in the description below. If you're looking for more indie game recommendations, click here. And until next time, stay caffeinated.